So I think it's about time I said some more controversial stuff here, but I thought, well, I can't lose subscribers if I don't have any to begin with, so what's to stop me, huh? Anyway, bay shaves. Really, really good when done well, and I think that's a bit of a hit and miss on what classifies as a bay shave. I think I shouldn't really say what the definition is exactly, but not enough engine bays out there, especially with today's technology, with how well and compact stuff can get. I guess bay shaves work really well on a carby car because you don't need anything electronic, but yeah, start showing off your tubs and your tunnel, stuff showing off your wheel arches and your strut tops and your chassis rails a bit more. All this just crap that sits everywhere, especially on these era cars, a lot of stuff you can hide a lot better. And all these people around going with nice bays, and it's like, bruh, I can see your fuse box here, you got your overflow sitting here, this is knackered plastic stuff, you got tons of wires running over here, you got this, that and the other, you got your factory silicon. No, there's exceptions of course, but yeah, we're going for a real nice bay shave here, and that's kind of hard to do with this car because these tubs are just ugly as. Compared to my Sylvia's tubs that are actually quite a pretty tub for an OEM tub. Yeah, these are going to be a lot trickier to make look nice, and to be able to hit that strong crack pipe, and as I do a lot, throw on all these big bumps and nipples onto everything here, it just makes it a lot more work. But we're going for a big bay shave here. We literally won't be sitting anything on any of these tubs here. Everything's going to be on the motor or right up at the start of the what do you call it? Radiator support. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of work here, a lot of sanding, a lot of filling all these holes, a lot of welding. It's going to be a pretty big job here, but hopefully it should come out looking somewhat nice if it plays ball. That's the goal. So yeah, wish me luck. Yeah, everyone go out and make your engine bays look nice. No one in this era of hot boy life that everyone is out and about these days, engine bays are getting neglected, and a good engine bay just makes a car so much different compared to just a nice looking car on the outside. If you've got a nice looking car on the outside and then you've got a nice looking engine bay, just light years ahead of just a nice looking outside car. So yeah, that's why I got so much passion about this stuff, and hopefully, despite its ugly AF, hopefully we can turn this ugly duckling into a nice elegant swan, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Soundstripe.
time for another update. I'm losing track when I'm doing these, but hopefully this will be okay. We'll talk about the tub now. I wanted to work on this one and not really document it too much, one because it's kind of tricky and it can be a bit messy for the camera with all the angle grinding sparks going everywhere and stuff, but I went and got one of these which will help with doing time-lapse videos, which would be probably a better way to document all of this anyway. So the tub itself, it's pretty much as good as I'm going to get it for this one. I'm going to just keep chasing it otherwise, so I'm thinking I'm going to kind of quit where I'm ahead before I ruin it too much, at least because it's got some high and low points. It sadly kind of sunk a bit when I added the new patch panels, which has been annoying, but I'm pretty happy with where it is. The filler will make it look a lot prettier when it's all one colour as well, with primer on it even. It'll look a lot nicer, so I'll document the other side a lot better and probably the back a bit better, but that's kind of where this is at the moment, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It'll look a lot better soon, but yeah, I'll show you how that goes. She's a bit shiny, but yeah, those panels there are patched into the lumps. That base panel there I cut out because it had a high spot in it. I've added a patch panel along the sides there, and I've chased along that bottom bit a little bit to try and make that join look better. I've still got to add a couple more patches to the chassis rail there on those holes, but I kind of want to add bog just to see how that ends up looking, because it's kind of playing on my mind at the moment, so I might kind of jump ahead a little bit here, but well. So yeah, that's kind of what that's looking like now, which doesn't look amazing, but I'm hoping it'll look a lot better shortly. There is a bit, and that just comes back to my metal fabricating skills once again. I just don't have the skills to do it at the moment, and that doesn't stop me from wanting to do it, and I'm too impatient to dedicate a year to getting really good at working on extremely thin sheet metal to come back to it. So it's like, well, this is my compromise. So as you can see with here on the back, I've got a high point here, and so I'm going to have to bridge that with bog. I'll bridge a bit more possibly with just filler rod and kicking in more there, but that's just what I'm going to call it at. These filler pieces are thicker metal than the sheet metal I'm working with. I don't know what they are. They might be like, oh, they're over there. I think they might be like 1.3 or something, and the other sheet metal is like under 1 mil. So I don't mind the thicker stuff because it's easier to get a weld pull on without burning through. It's, as all the proper fab guys know, it's easy to burn through stuff, and they still do it. But not trying to die on excuses here, but I've had the thicker stuff to help me with getting a weld pull going, and I can rely on that more and pump more heat into that, and then just bridge it across to the thinner stuff. I'm kind of getting away with it. That's why I'm still sticking with that. But in doing such, it's harder to bend these stuffs to shapes, and also when I'm bridging in stuff and whatnot, I have the things slightly sink on me and things like that, which isn't ideal, but that's just that's just the outcome of it. But I think I'll try and show as much of this as I can, because I want to show the process, and despite it's not exactly the correct way, and it's the best I can do from now. It's a time capsule. Hopefully the next project car I'm working on in 3 years time, I'd like it to be that soon. Hopefully I can look at that and look at this and be like, wow, there's a big difference in the quality of the metalwork I'm doing. But that's all I got for now, but I'll keep updating on this now, or I'll just cop it on the chin and go for it. Yeah. Couldn't help myself. It's like one of the few parts I got that's a new part, but clutch slave in. Look at that. Boom. So as you can see, it's kind of backwards on that, but despite like 90%, even 95% of all these damn Soarers, the stupid automatics, they did allow for a clutch thing because it was an option. Just surprisingly, no one picked it. So yeah, clutch slave, they've got original holes in there. This is a Wilwood thing made by the folks over at Chase Bays, and they just made an adapter bracket there. So you just had to drill out 2 holes in the firewall that were like already kind of marked with like a template, and boom, clutch slave in. It still needs its reservoir, but because of funny shipping stuff, that's not here. But I wanted to do that because I couldn't help myself. But yeah, she's officially a manual. Can I say that? Yeah, that looks real good. That's cool.
Soundstripe. Soundstripe.
I just want to show you this real quick. I didn't document it too well on that one, but this one should be documented better this side. That's my fill-in piece for my rear tub there. Doesn't look too bad, honestly, follows the shape pretty well. That here being the old piece I cut out. You can see all the bloody pimples it's got on it, and we can't be having that. So it follows the curve pretty well. It's hard to tell the contour of all that because that one's just got so many bumps in it, but I haven't got an English wheel. I couldn't really film it because I just feel like it's too boring. You just spend, like, I don't know, 45 minutes going backwards and forwards, just smacking the vise up there and then checking it and trying to mark up where to bend it and this, that and the other. So yeah, I made that just by beating the crap out of it with the hammer and bending it and stuff. But I think it's not too bad. Like, it's definitely not perfect, but for not having an English wheel and being a bit of a moron, I'm semi proud of that. So yeah, I thought I better single out and document that now before I let it go too late and stuff. So yeah, check that out. Ready to pretty much be tacked in a minute. So cool, very cool.
Soundstripe. Soundstripe.